All right, we got Sports Life for the wife and kids here live for the first time ever on Twitch. We're going to be getting a little more active here with our videos. We got a YouTube channel and everything going up. We got J-Mo over there in his Italian pizza kitchen.
What up? What up? Drinking some coffee too? Feeling real P-Val this morning.
Yeah, and I want to do a cup check real quick. I mean, I don't know if I believe that's coffee or not. I know how J-Mo gets down on Sunday mornings.
There's no booze in this yet.
And then joining us for the first time ever, we got Benny the Bet on. So Benny, definitely got to shout out your Instagram here, but he's a semi-professional making his way to becoming a professional gambler. Thank you for jumping on.
No, I appreciate you guys having me. I definitely say amateur at this point, but working my way there, learning a lot. So I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to, speaking with you guys and being around more. So let's get into it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, with you being on the podcast now, I think that it takes you out of the amateur status.
Okay, for sure.
We
semi-professional.
Exactly. So you're semi-pro, just like us. We're semi-professional podcasters here. We're all working towards, getting better, making it to that next level.
Absolutely.
But just to give everybody a quick intro to what we're doing here. So we're going to be doing picks every single week. We're going to be picking our favorite NFL lines. So that's game plays, over-unders, prop bets, whatever the case may be. We're going to be doing it snake draft style. So you can't pick two of the same bets twice. We're going to be keeping a running tally and see who has the best record. We might do like a mid-year check-in and then an end-of-the-year check-in because, Ben, you might not know this, but you've just entered yourself into a wing bet.
Is that right?
Yes. So we, if you check some of our, our previous podcast, we bet wings. So have you ever seen the hot ones?
I have.
Okay. So if you lose, you're going to be eating the hottest hot sauce.
Let's do it. I'm ready. I don't know how well I take that spice, but I'm up for the challenge. So we'll see.
I was actually thinking about that before we started. I'm like, man, I hope Ben's phone rings so then we could send him some hot sauce.
There you go.
Make sure your volume's off because if your phone rings during the podcast, it's an automatic wing.
Perfect. Off.
I'll give you the warning on that one.
I love it.
So we're gonna hold Ben to the same standards as we hold ourselves.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you said that too, J-Bo, because I just put my phone on silent.
Yeah. I usually send a text just to see who's messing up. Should have done it to Elliot. I would have got him.
All right. Well, here we're gonna start off, Ben, with you being, our guest here. We're gonna give you that first overall pick.
Okay.
Let us know what you got.
Yeah. I could go one of two ways with this. There's two sides that I really like here in week 2. I'm going to lean Pittsburgh at home. I have them at -5.5. They're returning home after that nice win against Buffalo. Defense looks stifling. I think that they're going to be able to handle business this week against the Raiders, who are coming off of that emotional Monday night win. Having to sneak that one out against the Ravens, having to travel to Pittsburgh, 5.5 seems short. I like them to win by a touchdown or more. Steelers -5.5.
I know the Sharps like that pick because of the whole travel and turnaround and everything.
Yep.
I'm interested to see how Big Ben holds up against that pass rush though, because the Raiders D-line looked legit last week.
It scares me, but it looked like he was getting the ball out quick last week. They were able to move against Buffalo, who notoriously has a pretty nice pass rush as well in that defense. So that is the only, I think, knock on it is whether or not they're going to be able to put up those points, but I'm not too worried about it. I think their defense is going to come to play. So Steelers -5.5.
All right, J-Mo, who you got?
I'm a Steelers fan. I was going to go Steelers route, but I'm not a better like the other guys on the podcast. So I got to do some research, look at some things. I don't know the terms and all that, but I'm going to go with one that just looks like a lock. I'm going to go the Bucks -12 versus the Falcons, right? The Falcons looked awful. They
were bad.
They have nothing going, it seems like. Why didn't they take a quarterback? I know the tight end out of Florida is supposed to be a beast, but are you going to build your team around that kid? I mean, he didn't really do anything week 1. It's just 1 week, but they should have went quarterback. Atlanta's just got nothing. And the Bucks, they whooped the Cowboys, Elliott's team, which that was pretty bad. They put up plenty of points, so I'm definitely taking them past the Falcons as well.
All right. And just like J-Mo said, he's probably the least seasoned better out of everybody on the podcast. And I have a feeling he's going to end up coming up on top here. So I might actually follow all Jeff's picks going into week 2. My number one, I'm going I'm going Colts +3.
Nice.
So Colts, disappointing game last week. I think they're going to bounce back. I've seen the Colts play at home, and there's a few teams in the NFL where I'm big. If they're playing at home, they're getting points. I'm taking them. I've saw the Colts shut out the Cowboys offense live when I was there at Lucas Oil Stadium. I think they're going to have a bounce back game. I think Carson Wentz is going to play well. They got a great O-line. I'm excited to see how that game goes. But my number one, I'm going Colts +3.
You're getting really good closing line value there as well. That opened at Colts -1.
Yep.
And then swung all the way to Rams. Obviously, that favoritism swung to the Rams. So you're getting 3 points off of a opening line that actually favored Indianapolis. So, yeah, I like that pick. I mean, obviously the Rams looked really good against the Bears last week, but I don't know how much weight you can put on that. So
that's my other thought. Like, are the Rams that good or are the Bears that bad?
Right.
Even though I said the Bears looked a little decent last week. I mean, we'll see what the Colts do to them. But that's going to be one of the games to watch. You got one of the best offensive linemen in the leagues going up against one of the best defensive linemen in the leagues in Aaron Donald. So Colts +3. It's going back to you, Ben. What do you got?
Yeah. My other one's still on the board, and this is the biggest trap of the week, but I'm going to walk right into it. Arizona -3.5 at home against the Vikings. Vikings lost to the Bengals last week. Kirk Cousins looked like Kirk Cousins. But this is what'll happen. He'll come out and lay an egg and look really bad in terms of his completions and the way that he's moving the ball. And then the next week he'll look like a Pro Bowler. So I can't. Arizona looked like a team that could contend for the Super Bowl. They're only laying 3.5 points against a Minnesota team that's 0-8 against the spread in their last 8 games. I like Arizona to take care of business here at home -3.5.
I like that game too, which makes me feel like I should fade that.
Yeah, but I'll walk into it. I just feel like I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I bet Minnesota +3.5 and Arizona blows them out. I'm like, that was too easy. So I'll go ahead and get the egg on my face if Arizona does lose this game or doesn't cover this. But it's too short of a line for the Cardinals here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's what's up. I'm going to go with so the Saints and Panthers, they got the Saints at -3.5.
Mhm.
So I'm definitely going to go with the Panthers winning that game.
Nice.
The Saints got a lot of coaches out with COVID. So I'm going to take that 12 coaches total out. I'm going to give that a plus for the Panthers right there. Then you got McCaffrey played well week 1. He's going to play well again. Is Jameis going to keep that level of play up? He didn't have a lot of yards, but he had opportunity and threw 5 TDs. So Jameis might be my favorite quarterback in the league, but without the coaches, I'm taking the Panthers this time. And Elliott knows I hate the Saints, everything about them.
Yeah.
I still have Michael Thomas on the roster. Once he's gone, I'll be a fan again.
So, Jeff, are you taking Panthers money line or are you taking Panthers in the points?
I'm taking Panthers in the points.
All right.
Okay.
+3. Yeah, and
All
Sam
right.
Darnold in that new system, you never know. They could be sneaky, make a little run. So
I want to see. He's got 2 good receivers too. So
For sure.
Moore and Anderson.
Yep.
I mean, he can put the ball in the air. So we'll see if the Saints defense is as good as they were in week 1.
Agreed.
I'm big on Robbie Anderson. I drafted him late in like every fantasy league I'm in. So he put up points week 1. I'm hoping this continues. He's always been a deep threat his whole career.
Yeah.
And he's a real good route runner in my opinion.
And I was going to call him Roby anyway. I just say names the way I want to.
Yeah. So I think I'm kind of walking into this one. I don't know why the 49ers are only given 3 points right now.
Yeah, that's
where
fine.
I feel like the Niners are going to take this down easily. I've been dogging Jalen Hurts since he came into the league. I've been dogging him since our last podcast too. I mean, he came out, he balled out week 1. I think, Shanahan's defense is, that it's a different monster though. The Eagles played against one of the worst teams in the NFL. They got to win. They did what they're supposed to do. This is going to be a different challenge. I think the 49ers are playing at a different level. They're a Super Bowl contender. The Eagles still got a lot to prove. The only thing that scares me is the fact that they're given only 3 points.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that scares me. But just like, Ben, like you said with Arizona, I feel like I got to take it. I got to take, 49ers at, only given 3. I'll probably buy it down to 2.5 though.
Okay. Yeah, to get that field goal cover.
Yeah.
For sure. They're 8-4 against Philadelphia, traveling to Philadelphia in their last 12. San Francisco is. So those
Good
trends are in your
stats.
favor. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's on my list too. I like that one. But again, that's a short number for what should be, I think, a little bit higher.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I mean, second year quarterback, rookie head coach. You know, they could be kind of setting the stage to upset a lot of teams this year.
For sure. I want to see what that number opened at. 5.5. So it opened at San Francisco 5.5, and it's since dropped to 3. So you're getting good CLV there as well.
Yeah, Philly fans are kind of like Chicago fans, though. Whether it's football, baseball, whatever the case may be, they're betting their
That's
team.
true.
So that's going to buy that spread down a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, who do you got? So I failed to mention this earlier. We're doing 4 overall picks for everybody. So we're
4.
going on pick number 3 here for Ben.
Okay. I'm gonna go with a pick that I gave out today on my Instagram. I like the Browns first half -7.5. So I think that they're going to cover that first half spread at -7.5. And I actually got that number at +110. So you're getting good value on it for your money. The Browns were beating the Chiefs at halftime in Kansas City in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
They got off to a very nice start. They were actually covering this 7.5 against the Chiefs in week 1. So they were up, I believe it was 12 points, if I'm not mistaken. They've got the Texans at home, who, yes, they won last week, but this is a Houston team who's reeling off of this Deshaun Watson controversy. Obviously, their coaching staff and general management has been in the news this past year. They're not supposed to have a good year. I think that Cleveland's going to get all over them after dropping that game last week against Kansas City. They're going to want to come home and make a point. 7.5. I think they can be covering this first half by more than a touchdown. I like Cleveland to get off hot here. -7.5 first half.
No, I like that one too, which is why I think I might go Houston on the full game. That's a lot of points.
Yeah,
that's a lot of points. And Tyrod Taylor looked good last week.
He did.
I mean, he's a game manager. You know, it could go one way or the other with him.
Mhm.
All the running backs ate last week.
Mhm.
O-line played great, but they did play against the Jaguars. I might actually follow you on that one. Do the first half. I might go first half Browns, full game Texans with the points.
See if you can backdoor that. Yeah, 13.5. I think it's at 13.5 now for full game. I don't like laying 2 touchdowns in any NFL game, especially the way that this league is. So I think that you're a little bit safer with that first half line. And like I said, you're getting +110 if you take that half point there. So it's good value.
I might actually tease that game, the whole game, because I'm big on NFL games. If you tease them, you know, up to 20 points, I mean, that's 3 scores right there. You know, so it's tough, you know, no matter how bad you are in the NFL, to lose by 20 plus. So I think that's a great teaser opportunity. Might put some random picks out there for everybody to follow. All right, J-Mo, pick number 3.
I'm gonna tease this next one. I don't know what that means. But I'm gonna go with the prop bet. I'm gonna take a little defense. I'm gonna go a single player. So they got Fred Warner over 9.5 tackles at +105.
Oh, nice.
So I think he's getting the 10 tackles. I think he's getting 10 tackles. So I'm taking that +105. That means they're playing the Eagles. The Eagles had 30 plus rushing attempts last week. I mean, they were in a blowout, but I think the Eagles want to run the ball. They have that college style offense. So it's a lot of play action, a lot of read option type things for Hurts. So I think Fred Warner is going to be flying all over the field. He's going to be all over Hurts, even though I got the Eagles to win this game because I'm a fan of Jalen Hurts. But I think Fred Warner is going to be a beast. Miles Sanders, he's decent. But I think Fred Warner might be faster than him, actually. So I got him holding down the middle and getting 10 tackles today. And he's on a bunch of my fantasy teams, so I need him to have this.
There you go. Plus, I mean, Joey Bosa demands so much attention. Is it Joey? Was Joey on the Chargers? Is Joey on the
Nick is on the Niners.
Yeah, Nick Bosa. I mean, demands so much attention. The D line is healthy. I mean, that really just opens up the field for Fred Warner to, you know, pick and choose which holes he's getting after.
Yeah, he had 7. He had 9 tackles last week, 7, and then 2 assists. So I think this is just straight up solo tackles, though.
That's a tough one. I feel like 10 tackles for anybody these days is wild, except for Darius Leonard. I feel like that dude gets double-digit tackles every week.
I looked at him. I was going to say him first, but he's kind of sick.
Yeah, but if you know, that is tough. But you see a line like 9.5, sometimes it makes you think, oh well, maybe it's that high for a reason. Maybe he's getting double digits this week. So
yeah,
exactly. Because looking at this website, yeah, everybody's so low, and then his just jumps to 9.
Yeah. So my third pick, I'm going over in the Cowboys game.
Okay.
I actually got this early in the week at 52.5. It's
Okay.
up to 55 right now.
Yeah, nice.
I'm a big Cowboys fan. I've been saying it since last year, since week one when I predicted the Bucks to win. Not like that was a long shot, but Cowboys can't stop anybody. I mean, last week was actually the first time in forever where I actually got to sit back and watch the Cowboys get some turnovers, generating some fumbles, late pick. The pick didn't amount to much, but the fumbles, turned around and scored some points. I think the Cowboys are scoring probably close to 30 every game, and they're not stopping anybody. So at 55, this might come down to some late, fourth quarter scoring, but that's what the Cowboys are going to do. They're just going to give up points. They're going to get points. It's going to be a shootout. Plus, I love the Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen combo. I've been a huge Keenan Allen guy. I think he's the second best route runner in the NFL behind Stephon Diggs. So this one's going to be fun to watch. I'm unfortunately going to be taking family pictures at that time. So I'm going to be recording the game and then coming back. So nobody text me. I don't want to hear it. I got to come back and watch that game on record.
You're taking your bet was the points?
Yeah,
Over.
Cowboys over 55.
Okay. And the over is 55. The Cowboys are going to get whooped is pretty much all I wanted to say. They're missing 6 starters, 3 defensive starters and 3 offensive linemen. It's not going to go pretty for him today. Dak's going to throw the ball 100 times, though, at least.
He's going to throw it 50 times.
If you have Zeke, that sucks for you because he's not going to be running very much.
Yeah.
No, you'll be surprised. I mean, Cowboys O-line, they're out La'el Collins, but they got Zach Thomas back. So, I think he's going to have a much better running day than he did last week. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers probably have one of the best, if not the best defensive lines in the NFL. So now that you said that, Jeff, I'm going to have to look into what Zeke's over-under on total yards is going to be. I think he's going to have a day today, but
it's going to be rough. I hope my boy Derwin James lights him up too. I didn't even get to watch him week 1, but he's back from injury from last year.
Yeah, it's going to be a game. A lot of points, though. All right, Ben, who you finishing out with?
Yeah, last pick. I want to double down on that Arizona Minnesota over, but I think I'm going to go a different route here. I like Denver -6. Last week was the week of underdogs. I think this week you're going to see a lot more favorites take care of business against the spread. And I like Denver -6 here. Teddy Bridgewater looked like a very solid quarterback for Denver last week. They took care of business against the Giants on the road. They're traveling to Jacksonville, who was the team that lost to Houston last week. So potentially, obviously, you've got Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence, and that offense doesn't look like that. Maybe that's the best fit out there in Jacksonville. I think Denver's going to come in and cover this 6 points. Shout out to Springfield, Illinois, Sacred Heart Griffin alum Albert Okwebunam. He's a tight end for the Denver Broncos from my hometown. Scored a touchdown last week. Hope he gets some more action this week for the Broncos. But again, I kind of like the way that they play football out there in Denver. They got a nice offense. Again, I like the way Teddy Bridgewater looked last week. I'll take Denver -6.
I like that bet a lot too. I know going to Jacksonville, tough place to play. It's probably gonna be warm, hot, and humid over there. But Teddy Bridgewater, I don't know why people dog him. He takes care of the ball. He's a smart player. He's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna follow you on that one too, because Jaguars looked terrible last week.
They're gonna have to prove it to me. I didn't see much last week, and this is just a spot where I think that this number is too low for Denver, who did look good last week. So
yeah. All right, JMO, who you finishing with?
All right, I'm going to go with, you took a favorite, I guess. So I'll go with the underdog here. I'm going to go with the Lions. What are they, -11.5 versus the Packers? So I got them to cover that. I think the Packers are going to just put up a whole storm in the media because they're not going to whoop the Lions like they should. But, Zadarius Smith is out, my boy. The defense was looking kind of shaky. The Lions did put up some points against the Niners last week.
They almost won that game. They almost came back and won that game.
They came back. So, they were moving the ball. We'll see how Goff plays week 2, in a Lions jersey. But hopefully Rodgers throws up another egg, and then the media will go crazy about Green Bay. So it'll be funny if that happens. Everyone's expecting Rodgers to come out and kill, right? He's supposed to throw 5 touchdowns today because he never plays 2 bad games in a row. So this bet should be even worth more because I don't think statistically he's ever played 2 bad games. That was like his worst game ever I've seen him play last week. So I'm taking the Lions to cover that 11
1 and a half. Yep. And that's the Monday night game.
Yeah, that's Monday night.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I like that too. Actually, my last pick is going to be the over in that game at 48.5. I've always been a Jared Goff guy. They put up points last week against, that 49ers defense. Granted, a lot of it was, towards the end of the game. But I think Aaron Rodgers has to have a bounce back game. They're playing at home. I feel like they're just going to be lighting it up. Same thing. 48.5. I don't see this game going under 50 in my opinion. So I'm probably going to be throwing a lot on that 48.5 before it goes up.
Nice.
I mean, the Lions have, for your benefit, Elliot, they have 2 rookie cornerbacks playing too. So
yeah,
I mean, Rodgers should.
Who'd they lose last week? They lost that. I think it was a first round draft pick.
Oh, they lost somebody last week too?
Yeah, their cornerback went out. It was like a first round draft pick. I forgot the guy's name. But yeah, I mean, there's Jared Goff's going to be dinking and dunking like he did last week. Yeah. And then Aaron Rodgers, he's got to come back.
Jamal Williams come back too. Hopefully he has a big game.
Yep.
A little info on that. I'm gonna follow that Carolina pick. The Saints are without 5 starters this week. Marshawn Lattimore, Eric McCoy, Marcus Davenport, CJ Gardner Johnson, and Quan Alexander. 8 coaches are out due to COVID, like you mentioned. They played week 1 in Jacksonville. They went to practice in Dallas because obviously with everything that happened with the Hurricanes, and now they're playing in Carolina. They've been on the road traveling a lot. I'm gonna follow that Carolina pick as well. That odds are stacked against the Saints this week, so I like that one.
Not looking good. Jameis pulls it out. I got him as the early MVP.
There you go. Yeah,
he's got to be. I forgot who it was. I think it was Swag who said that come end of the season that Jameis Winston will be in the MVP conversation.
I hope so.
Yeah. All right, we got the picks in. We'll be posting something on our Instagram. We'll see how the records pan out here. Again, Ben, you might want to start training a little bit.
I might need to get some wings for lunch today as I'm sit on the couch for 8 hours and try. Hopefully I don't find myself in that position, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll mail you the hot sauce too.
Yes.
And Ben, where can our listeners find your picks at?
Yeah, you can find my picks on Twitter at Benny the Bet, and then on Instagram as well. Same username at Benny the Bet. So I'm on Twitter and Instagram, Benny the Bet, BENNY the Bet. It's a play on words from Benny the Jet, but that's my those are my handles. You can follow me, find my picks there. I post regularly when I'm playing, primarily focused on college football and NFL this time of the year. Also some horses when we've got a lot of the big stakes coming up. We got the Breeders' Cup coming up, so I'm gearing up for that in November. But that's where you can find me. So
awesome. Well, no, we're going to be looking forward to getting learning a little bit more about your background, how you got into it, and looking forward to see if these picks come in. Let's try to make our listeners some money. Even though I got a feeling J-Mo is going to get hot this week, I'm going to take some of his.
J-Mo's going to sweep. He's sweeping this week.
I do have to say we do have a Benny on our podcast already, our stat guy.
That's what I've heard.
I'm already down to trade him in. I like this guy better than Benny already.
We'll see.
I know Benny 20 years. I'll trade him right now.
There you go.
Some chicken, some wings, and some hot sauce.
I was gonna say, Ben, you've been on the podcast here for about 25 minutes. I think you've already come with more stats than Benny has.
Oh, well, good to know.
35 episodes.
I'll keep them coming.
His knowledge is far beyond Benny's. Our Benny.
No, well, hey, thanks again for joining us. Appreciate everybody for listening. Sports Life for the Wife and Kids. You can find us at Sports Life on Twitch. Follow Benny on Twitter and Instagram. We'll see how this all plays out. Have a good Sunday.
Nice.
Right. Hey, appreciate it, Benny. How'd you
think?
That
was fun. I like it. That's gonna be this is gonna be a fun competition this year. So
yeah.
Good work, guys.
Yeah, this is our first time that we're doing more of literally our first time ever doing a Twitch. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to even check